Welcome to Attention Talk Video, where we pay attention to attention. Now, here's your host, Jeff Copper.
Hi, I'm cognitive engineer and ADHD attention coach, Jeff Copper. And I'm here to talk today. This is deeper stuff. Like what's kind of going, if you've got ADHD, think about it. If you're really struggling, just things aren't working. You're trying this, you're trying that, and things just aren't working. At some point in time, I think you got to pause. And more, ADHD really is an executive functioning impairment. Now, executive functions are a collection of mind tools that you use to solve problems. Okay, they're a collection of tools that you use to solve problems. I got a bunch of tools in my garage. I use them to build things. Okay, problem solving is the use of thinking. I'm not talking about worrying or daydreaming, judging, contemplating, and even learning to extent. I'm talking about solving fundamental problems. Planning, by the way, solving problems is characterized by things that are multifaceted and ambiguous. So planning is problem solving, managing time is problem solving, making decisions is problem solving, executing priorities is problem solving. Do you see the theme here? Now, the problem that I'm seeing out there is it's not an overt mindset, but everybody is trying to find a behavioral strategy to become like a neurotypical. In other words, they're not acknowledging that ADHD is an impairment. They don't want it to be impairment. It's like they think they can fix their ADHD. They can overcome their ADHD. And the word overcome is interesting. One, there's grit. I'm just going to will my way over it. Now, there's other ways of doing it is like, I'm going to use other accommodations. I'm going to do it a different way as a way to get there. So there's two paths on that. But what I'm finding is more and more people are not owning ADHD as an impairment. They're trying to be like a neurotypical. So everybody out there calling themselves an imposter, it's true. You're trying to be somebody you're not. And I like the analogy of my glasses. My eyesight is impaired. If I'm going to try to be like somebody whose sight is 20/20, I'm going to struggle because I can't even read the screen in front of me because of my impairment. If I get the accommodations, I can function. I can level the playing field. And so there's a lot of talk out there. Hey, I got ADHD, it's a gift, or I got a different brain wiring. Don't get me wrong. You can see it as a gift because that's hope. And you can have different brain wiring. But at the end of the day, ADHD is an impairment. Stimulant medications are accommodation for that impairment. I have a thyroid problem. I have high blood pressure. I take medication as an accommodation. I wear glasses as an accommodation. I got an air conditioner as an accommodation because I live in Florida. Accommodations are things that improve the quality of your life. And so where I'm going with this is often people with ADHD, they resist the notion. They don't want to have ADHD. They don't want to have an impairment. They don't want to be like everybody else. They don't want to have that. And that is why you suffer. I had an interview with Dr. Barkley in 2018. If you Google Attention Talk Radio GPS, it'll come up. We're basically talking about working memory. And in that interview, he said, a lot of what you and I do are trying to convince people that this is an impairment and for them to own it. And so if you're out there and you're struggling and you're not finding things working, notice is that what you're trying to do is you're looking for behavioral strategies so that you can be just like a neurotypical. And I will agree, behavior is changeable. However, impairments impact behavior and impairments require accommodations. So if whatever you're doing is not accommodating the impairment, then I don't think that you're going to find it's going to work with long-term success. So what is that answer going to be? Well, if you go back and listen to a lot of my videos, particularly on working memory, a lot of other stuff, I'd have to coach you for the entire program, or you'd have to enroll in one of the things, but I'm out there in little excerpts basically talking to you about how it's an impairment, what you need to do that done. So needless to say, the point of this video is if you're finding a lot of things isn't working, maybe you need to shift what you're looking at and quit trying to be like a neurotypical. Own your ADHD, own the impairment, get the accommodations that you need in order to thrive. I have my glasses, I can read the screen, I can get some things done. So again, this is a bit of a mindset thing, but this is like one of those invisible things that nobody's paying attention to. And let me tell you, if the obvious solution isn't working, there's a good chance that you're paying attention to the wrong thing. And I think if you're struggling out there, if you pay attention to ADHD as an impairment and then pay attention to what helps can accommodate that impairment, you're going to find it a lot easier to get some things done. Please, if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button, make some comments. We need some support. I'm competing much more today with people entertaining you with what you want to hear. We're trying to stay steadfast and true with good content. So again, if you could step in and support us, we'd certainly appreciate it. We hope you found this of value. Take care.